One day I'm gonna be everything I wanna be. I don't let it get the most of me. One day I'm gonna be free. I wanna be everything I'm gonna be. My future right in front of me. One day I'm gonna be free. I wanna be free. Then let me be free.
From the depths of darkness, a voice emerges. A host with a fire burning in his soul. With a heart, steel, and a spirit unbroken. He rides on two wheels, ready to claim his throne. Amidst the chaos and the thunderous roar, insane wheels rise as a force to be reckoned with. Fueled by the power that only metal can bestow. He takes his stand, refusing to submit. Insane wheels hear his maximum cry. Metal and mayhem will never die. Rituals report he pays his way. More legend in the making, day by day.
TGIF to everyone, man. Let's get it this morning. Much love, honor, respect to everybody. Hopefully everyone's enjoying themselves and their freaking Friday morning. Always appreciate you guys. You guys could have been anywhere else in the world, but you guys decided to be right here with me, man. I'm very honored by that. We do have a humongous news day. We're not going to be in particularly like focusing on one thing for like the entire, like the last week, we have been doing a lot of different speeches and all of those things, and they take up a lot of time. But now we have a lot of stories that we can go ahead and cover that have actually happened within the last 24 hours since we've been on here. So about half of these stories are going to be from yesterday, and we have some of the stories today. Now, of course, the way that I have this labeled is government shutdown enters day 3, Diddy trial sentencing, and then as well, we also have over there in El Segundo in California, a Chevron refinery that went down, unfortunately, humongous. I actually worked for that refinery on a contract before on the water side. I'll explain that a little bit more when we get into that. But they have a humongous fire that's going on, and I'm sure it's not going to end up very well. But besides that, we have, like I said, we have a huge news morning. So today we're going to be talking about Greta Thunberg. I don't know if you guys know who that is. That is a political activist for Hamas / the Palestinians, and more of like a humanitarian kind of thing. But nonetheless, she went over there to Gaza or whatever the case is. And I guess among other activists that joined her, have been detained as Israel intercepts Gaza. I don't know what this means, but flotilla. I have no idea. Flotilla. I have no idea what that means. We will figure that out together. Then we have Houston high-rise explosion injured multiple workers. That happened yesterday. Absolutely terrible. It says 6 workers were injured in an explosion involving water heaters at a hotel under construction in downtown Houston. Now, this is not to be confused with the other building that had happened yesterday that we reported on. This is a completely different high-rise. That over there was regarding the Bronx. This today is in Houston, or that we're presenting today, but it was actually yesterday. Nonetheless, we have an update on the whole UK synagogue attack ordeal. Investigation into terrorist incident continues, but I guess they have actually labeled this as a terrorist act. And then we have Trump and U.S. armed conflict with drug cartels. We're going to be talking about those boat explosions a little bit for, a little while. Then we're going to go into Apple takes down ICE tracking apps after DOJ pressure. Very interesting on that, by the way. That's a small little segment. Then we have a whole video. Assault suspect flips car after police chase in Los Angeles. Of course, you know that we're going to go ahead and enjoy watching a motherfucker that, just assaulted a motherfucker, and then all of a sudden he's running from the cops and then flips his car. Shit.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
Then we're going to go into El Segundo over there in California. Massive fire breaks out at Chevron Refinery in the LA area, but it's not actually LA area. Whatever, you can consider it like that, but it's El Segundo. Then Diddy sentencing, Combs begs the judge for mercy, and I guess he wrote this humongous letter to the judge. I mean, it was like ridiculously big. So big that I wasn't going to read it. If it was going to be like maybe a page, half a page, I'd read it. But it was like 5 pages and very, very thorough. I'm like, nah, I'm not reading that shit. And then I guess there is an update regarding that El Segundo fire, and so we have that as well. So anyways, like I told you guys, that is a humongous news morning. Before we get into it, make sure you guys hit the like button. It helps out the show immensely, and it's free to do so. If you guys are brand new to the channel, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button because it's also free. But please consider becoming a member starting only at $2.99 a month. We're making sure we're not breaking the bank out there with anybody, but check it out. This is the way that we stay alive on the airwaves is because of you guys becoming members and staying members, man. Thank you guys. Little side note here, follow my Instagram at BallValveTV, where I post everything behind the scenes and not only my life, but as well as Millennial Food Time, breaking news. Great way to get a hold of me one-on-one. We also have a Discord. If you guys have not joined up yet, Naomi will throw that into the chat for you guys. And if you guys are watching this on the playback, make sure you guys go into the description box down below. That's where the invite link is also at. All right, and last but not least, every super chat, super sticker, gifted membership signups are, of course, all going to be presented live onto the show and, of course, shouted out. But if you guys would like to skip that YouTube 30% brutal cut that they take from your hard-earned cash, then we have these platforms right here that you guys can donate to. And, of course, I'll read them out as they come in, like a super chat. I've got my email up and everything. So, anyways, let's go ahead and get right into this shit, man. Great to see everyone in the building. We're going to go ahead and try to make this as fast as possible on this intro side so that we can get right into it, man. We got Motobomb as well as Brother S&S. Good morning to you guys. We got Sick Bastard in the building as well as Naomi. Good morning, good morning. We've got Brother Steve Easy in the building as well as Path Killer. We got Rabbit of Chaos. Good morning to you guys. Let's see. We got Tiffany. Good morning to you as well. Happy Friday to everyone. Always appreciate everyone that comes in here and hangs out with us. Hitting the like button, engaging with us in the chat, man. I'm very honored. We got Lappy in the building as well as Rebecca over there in Canada. Always appreciate you as well. We got STMC Prez as well. Good morning. Good morning. We're rolling our way down as fast as I possibly can, ladies and gentlemen. I'm trying. We got Dean. I see you, Dean. Where are you? There you are. Boom, boom. We are running our way down. We got Gary as well. Good morning. The UK attack got more news time here than the 4 U.S. citizens Israel whacked last week. Shit. Well, that does sound about right in all all media. We got Jimmy Mack as well. Good morning, kind sir. Great to see you. We're scrolling our way down. Let's see. We got Sterling as well coming in with the 840 saying double counterclockwise tobacco. Yes, sir. 420 times 2. Hey, man, I very much appreciate you, kind sir. Thank you for making it rain in the building. Very first of the day, man. Appreciate that. We got TVT. Good morning to you, kind sir. And we got Pablo. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's go and get right into it. We're going to start off with the Greta Thunberg among activists detained as Israel intercepts Gaza flotilla. Now, I don't know what flotilla is.
Welcome back.
But we're going to find out.
From Fox as we continue to showcase it.
Like, this is like on a boat. Look at this. Like one of those really old sailing type of wheels.
It is a live image that we're getting, a live stream from the Marinette. This is the final boat that is left in a flotilla.
Wow.
After several of those boats were intercepted by Israeli forces late Wednesday night. Now,
that's funny because as a captain, federally licensed, didn't even know that.
And everything that we saw, I do want to get to a report here, courtesy
Didn't
of
even know
Fox
that.
News, in which they have the moments that some of those vessels were intercepted and also reaction from both sides of the aisle, including the activists that are on those boats, but also Israeli forces that intercepted.
The This is the Israeli Navy. You are approaching a blockaded zone.
Tense moments at sea as Israel's Navy faces off with an international flotilla trying to deliver aid to Gaza.
We advise you that we are a humanitarian, non-violent solidarity mission to break the illegal siege.
The group says several of its nearly 50 boats were intercepted overnight in international waters. Israeli.
What's up, Dean? We got Dean over there in Israel. Always appreciate you, my man. Hopefully you're enjoying your morning or afternoon for you.
Forces allegedly
Close to evening.
Ramming some of the boats at sea, while others were targeted with water cannons. Once vessels were stopped, troops climbed on board to take control. Israel's foreign ministry confirmed it had taken control of several vessels, but it posted a video of activist Greta Thunberg on X. Thunberg is one of 500 activists traveling with the flotilla. According to Israel, she and others are safe and have been taken to an Israeli port.
They present no threat nor danger to Israel.
Earlier in the day.
No, they aren't an actual threat. They're just goofballs. They're activists for the other side.
New leaders urged Israel.
I can't remember where she's actually from. If anyone can remember, I'm just going to throw a wild country out there. It's something like she's like from Italy or something like that originally or something, you know, and then she wanted to actually be a part of it. And she is some sort of person that has stirred up some controversy in the mainstream media, especially, but as well as social media, of course. If it hits mainstream, it's going to hit the fucking mainstream on social media, too.
Not to threaten the flotilla, which had been called a provocation by the Israeli government. Some officials even accusing flotilla members of being linked to Hamas, a claim activists and supporters strongly reject.
We must remember it is a humanitarian mission that wouldn't be taking place if the Israeli government had allowed for the entry of aid.
Tom Rigotti, Fox News.
Oh, Sweden. Okay. I knew what I was wrong on the, you know, I said Italy, but I was saying that I was just shooting that out there. But yes, it was Sweden, man. I very much appreciate that. And I like Steve Easy. He goes, Norway, one of them weird countries. Yeah, and Sweden makes sense. We got Carney's Ride coming in with the $4.99 saying like, subscribe, and become a member. That's coming from an officer. That's coming from an officer. He's paid this man right here as a $24.99 a month member, man. I very much appreciate you. You must obey what he says. You know what I mean? You must obey.
Maybe you need to donate some freaking money. Donate. Maybe you need to donate some freaking money. Maybe you need to donate some freaking money. Donate. Maybe you need to donate some freaking money. Donate some freaking.
Shit. Yes, sir. All right, let's go ahead and get back into this.
For that report, back out to this post on X, so courtesy of Fox News there, in which they showcase that Greta Thunberg, the Swedish activist,
Good morning, Vietnam.
Israeli military intercepts Gaza-bound boats. We have several live images that we have continued to show you here at Live Now from Fox regarding this entire situation.
This chick is so weird. She's an odd human being. Even like her, she looks odd.
I want to bring 3 of those live looks on your screen right now. So you do see that live stream is still going, the Marinette, saying that still sailing strong. And also it is the final boat remaining after several others were intercepted by Israeli forces. On the top right.
That's right. Sick Bastard knows the deal as well. He says like, sub, share, donate, and obey. Yes, sir. And we got Mountain Woman in the building as well. Good morning to you. Hopefully you guys are all enjoying your morning so far. And they're... guys, the start of the weekend, man.
On your screen, another live look there in Madrid, Spain, as protesters continue to take to the streets because
she looks like, well, it definitely looks like she cuts them herself, like as a 6-year-old when they try to fucking cut their bangs. Yeah.
Of the actions that have happened throughout the last several hours. And then on the bottom right-hand side of your screen, we do have the live image over in Rome, Italy, where protests also happening in that country.
And we were following a little bit, well, I was, not we, I should say, I was following this protest that was happening over there across Europe, over there in Italy and Spain. Very interesting to watch those different protests that had arisen, you know, in the support of Gaza/Hamas, actually.
We have seen that several of these attacks, at least the flotilla has reported that it has faced several issues on its way to Gaza to try to break that Israeli blockade and bring that humanitarian aid to Palestinians that are still held there in Gaza. Now, drone attacks have been reported. Organizers have said that the flotilla was targeted 3 times by drones, twice in Tunisia on September 8th and 9th. And
damn, they got targeted and didn't get taken out?
once while sailing south of Greece just last week. In that last attack, the flotilla said it was targeted during the night by, quote, unidentified drones and communications jamming. Activists said at least 13 explosions were heard on and around.
Yo, Jimmy Mack coming in with the 420 as well, saying smoking. Yes, bro, I'm going to get to it right now. I need to get right into it. As we move into this next segment, actually, you guys know the deal. We just saw what is happening here. They got taken in, got intercepted, and now she's being held by the IDF, essentially. All right, so we're going to move into the next ordeal. Houston high-rise explosion injured multiple workers. I believe it was 6 workers. Yes, okay, it says 6 workers were injured in an explosion involving water heaters at a hotel under construction in downtown Houston. So let me go ahead and bring this up. We're going to spark this up for our boy Jimmy Mack, and we're going to have a good time here. All right, let's go ahead and do this.
We have some breaking news that we want to get to on this Thursday. Taking a look
and
here
thank you, Jimmy, for that. Very much appreciate that.
On X, in which they say this: multiple people were burned when a boiler exploded at a hotel under construction in downtown Houston. That's according to officials. We do have some of those images kind of after the fact. I want to bring them up here to your screen. So take a look at this. This is courtesy again of our partners down there at Fox 26 Houston. Going back to some of this reporting from our partners, as they continue to say that according to the Houston Fire Department, the incident occurred at a Holiday Inn that is under construction at Texas Avenue and Austin Street at around 11 in the morning local time there. We did get an update from officials down there on the ground that I'd like to play for you next.
Can't hear him yet.
So we have since learned there were initial reports of a boiler explosion, close but not quite. What it was is the workers were working on a bank of tankless water heaters, and so I'm assuming that comes.
A bank of tankless water heaters. Wow. I mean, those tankless water heaters, I mean, they're not really big, each one. You know, the tankless water heater I had before I moved here, it was only like this big. You know, it's like a little tiny box that it runs through. Why would that cause an explosion?
With the same types of risks as a boiler, and that there was some type of pressurization
I didn't know that
caused this kind of blowout. But more specifically, it was tankless water heaters that they told us they were working on.
Wow.
There were a couple of reports of a person who was stuck in an elevator. We have no reason to believe that to be true. What I can say is the elevators were working, but since the incident happened, they are no longer working. So that might be where that stemmed from.
And Sterling, I don't roll me some pinners, you know what I mean? These are nice big fatties. Big fatty logs, you know what I mean? Shit. There's probably 2-3 normal joints in this right here.
There was reports of a possible collapse on the top floor, but we don't have anything that's verified that at this point. And so there was no, if anyone did fall, they didn't fall like a floor or 2 floors or anything. There was nothing like that. We're still working on getting the severity of the injuries. The nature is what we said, so some thermal burns, some cuts and lacerations, things like that. But as far as the extent, we're working to get that information from the hospital system, and we should have that later today. No. There may have been, the word collapse.
For some reason, this house, because the water heater's actually right behind, it's in my laundry room behind that. There's a room back there, okay? And there is a big, water tank there, heater, whatever. And no matter where you put the heat on in this house, whether it be the shower, the sinks, whatever, it's instant fucking hot. It's not even like you have to allow it to warm up at all. It's awesome.
It's thrown around a lot, and so it could have been that pieces of the roof fell down, but not a full collapse necessarily. I'm sorry.
So why can't we see some pictures of the ordeal? I mean, we have, I think, other updates of it, but here it's actually up here. Okay, so there is a picture that they put at the very end. We'll go ahead and look at that here in a minute.
It was tankless water heaters that we believe were involved in the explosion.
Oh my goodness. They're answering the same thing they already answered already.
We have learned it's new construction, but I don't know specifically which one. I think on Google it calls it a Holiday Inn Express, but I don't know specifically.
How long do y'all expect this area to be blocked off, roads to be blocked
They're still
off?
figuring all those things out. It's going to be blocked off today, certainly for several hours. Going to impact your rush hour commute most likely, and it could be blocked off to this extent or possibly to a lesser extent for several days. It all depends on what the building inspectors find and what they determine is safest for everyone involved.
Talk about the next step. So we have arson out here, we have HFD, HPD, I saw Centerpoint. Talk about what's going to happen next.
Sure. So pretty much that is that we are, now that the
Now we're just going to move on and continue to investigate.
patients have been transported to the hospital, and the immediate concerns were those life safety issues like that. Now,
We got freaking Sterling that's insinuating kind of like the, the pagers ordeal from Assad.
it's getting into that, assessing the integrity of the building, making sure that everything is safe for not just the people in there, but for the people nearby, for the businesses nearby. And so that's why, like I said, we're going to keep these roads closed off until a determination can be made that it is safe for people to pass by, and that we're not going to have any kind of additional impacts for beyond what's already happened.
What's the total number of those injured?
Total number of injuries at this point is six construction workers we believe were injured.
Any life-threatening?
I don't have that information yet.
So even as the original report is 6, where it started. So this is the very first report on this. Let me go ahead and skip ahead and see if we get any images up here. They do show a building, a side of a building here. Let's see. Okay, so, wow, it did blow out the wall a little bit, but I can guarantee you this shit's, it's not long for this world up here, at least this. And on top of that, at least it was at the very, very top and not somewhere in the middle or down below. I think, if it had to happen like that, better all the way up there than anywhere down below. So that's good.
All right, so we're just listening in there to that update from officials over in Houston.
What's up, Chris Leach? Good morning.
How multiple people were injured
Good morning.
after the explosion there at that high rise. I'm going to go out to this post here, courtesy of the Office of the Harris County Constable, saying explosion at the 1300 block of Texas in downtown Houston. Multiple persons reported injured. No reports of fatalities as of now. Ongoing a situation. And really that kind of echoes what we've been hearing from our partners at Fox 26, in which they do say that multiple people were injured at a hotel under construction in downtown Houston. The fire department says a boiler exploded and the top floor collapsed. They were reportedly burned in the face. So we are waiting to see if we get some more updates perhaps later on today on this story.
Yeah, I don't know how... I don't understand how a tankless water heater, and he even said, Sterling, he goes, tankless water heaters have about the same risk. And I'm like, how? Like as a normal water heater? Like, I don't think so. Anyways, we're going to follow the facts. Of course, that's what we do, but that is what the original reporting is, and that's my job to go ahead and present you guys. All right, so let's go ahead and get into the next ordeal. We do have an update regarding yesterday. We talked about the UK synagogue that was attacked, not only by a stabbing, but then I guess he rammed his car and ended up killing people and then hurting a lot of other people as well. We do have an update for you guys as the investigation into this has turned into a terrorist attack. And let's go ahead and bring that up for you guys, and we'll talk about it a little bit here. All right.
Welcome back in Alive Now. I'm Austin Westfall. We've been watching these scenes today. A troubling story out of the United Kingdom, where we're hearing that 2 people were killed, 3 others seriously wounded after a car ramming.
So 2 killed, 3 injured.
And stabbing attack outside of a synagogue in what is described as the holiest day of the Jewish year, Yom Kippur. The suspect was also killed, and the attack took place as people gathered at an Orthodox synagogue in a suburban neighborhood.
Prez, hell nah. Hell nah. I have a shower chair, homie. There's no way I'm wearing my leg inside there. You think I'm going to put a 6-figure leg into the freaking shower? Oh, hell no. I want this shit to survive a little bit.
Of Manchester. Police did say that the 2 people killed were...
By the way, just so you know, there are such things as shower legs, by the way. I know this sounds kind of interesting, but as an amputee, you can theoretically get a shower leg, and that's specific just for showering. So I would take this leg off and put on that leg and shower. So anyways, for me, I'm a lazy fuck sometimes. Like when it comes to the shower, I just want to relax, okay? I want to clean myself and relax, okay? That's what I do. So me sitting down in a shower chair is awesome. It's fucking awesome. Anyways.
Jewish. Fox's Greg Palcott has everything we need to know.
We can't hear him. Come on, Fox. There you go.
A terrorist attack that attacked Jews because they are Jews.
A deadly attack outside of a UK synagogue, now considered terrorism. It happened Thursday morning in...
That is true. That is true, Chris. But the rest of the equipment, like all the shit that the sleeve on the outside. There's a whole bunch of components to it. It's not just titanium. There's carbon fiber. There are, I believe there's parts of steel, but I believe it's mostly titanium. But then there's because I have a two-way way that the leg connects to my body by suction and by a pin lock at the bottom. So I have this like sleeve on the outside of my leg that is the whole, containing the air. Anyways.
Northern England, as the Jewish community marked Yom Kippur. Police say a man drove a car into a group of people and then began stabbing them shortly after services were expected to begin. Multiple people were killed and several others injured.
The driver of the car was seen then to attack people with a knife. He was wearing about his body a vest which had the appearance of an explosive device.
Officers responded within minutes and fatally shot the suspect. They also arrested 2 others in connection with the incident, but did not reveal how they may have been involved. Police praising worshipers and security staff who prevented the suspect from gaining access.
Yep. By the way, Steve, the way that you have to do that for me is I get up on one leg in the shower, and that's when you handle that shit.
To the synagogue.
All those inside were safely contained until police were able to confirm that it was safe to leave the premises.
The attack follows a rise in anti-Semitic incidents across the UK. More than 1,500 were reported in just the first half of this year.
Not a sex swing in the shower. No.
It's a bit scary. It's a bit scary because, today it's the Jews, tomorrow it's the,
As a precaution, UK officials say they are deploying more police assets to synagogues across the country. In London, Greg Galgon, Fox News.
Fox News. I hate that guy. That guy, he does that every time. Fox News. Why do you have to do it like that? It actually creeps me out. It's like cringeworthy. Fox News.
Saying this was a vile terrorist attack.
Gay.
That attacked Jews.
That guy is gay.
Why are you gay?
Because they are Jews. Anti-Semitism is a hatred that is rising once again. Britain must defeat it once again. To every Jewish person in this country, I promise that I will do everything in my power to guarantee you the security that you deserve. Hal Kemper, still standing by. He is our expert. We always go to him when we see terrorist attacks around the globe.
Yep, that is true.
Not a lot is known about the suspect at this point, Hal, correct?
Also, not much is known. He's a 35-year-old. He's British, but he's...
Have they... he killed himself, right? I believe that's what ended up happening. I don't think he got under... I can't remember, chat. He killed himself, right?
Of Syrian descent. He came over to Britain, I think, around 2006 as a minor. And he's lived in Britain most of his life.
Man, he's so good at fucking investigating these people.
His name is Jihad al-Shami. And there's nothing... They're saying...
What's up, Straight Jacket? Good morning and happy Friday, man.
They can't find anything in any of the databases which would indicate terrorism or criminal history or anything like that. So he kind of came from, from somewhere unexpected, I guess you might say. One thing I would say is that they also arrested 2 men and an older woman as somehow associated with them, maybe supporters, had been collaborators with them. And that may have been why they were so quick to say that this is terrorism, because it started meeting all the critical components of a terrorist attack. Of course, the target being one, going after a synagogue, a Jewish facility, someplace that would be normally associated with, certain...
And on their, Jewish New Year, too, on top of that.
Ideological motives for terrorism, anti-Semitism underlying it all, but also a number of other groups, for example, ISIS and others that might...
That's a really interesting question. Let me ask ChatGPT that right now.
And certainly Hamas would definitely attack such a facility. So there's that. But there's obviously enough there that they say that this had some sort of ideological motive. This wasn't somebody who was deranged or, suffering from mental illness or something like that. And we've seen that with, domestic attacks here in the U.S. where individuals are they're not so much ideologically motivated as suffering from mental illness. We'll find out more about this perpetrator. He may...
Okay, the answer to Sterling's question, he says, is there a synagogue in Germany? Always wondered. I asked, is there a Jewish synagogue in Germany? And it says, yes, there are many Jewish synagogues in Germany, both historic and active ones today. And then it runs a few examples and facts, and these are all the different synagogues. Yeah, interesting. So there is. Interesting fact.
Had some mental illness. We don't know. But for right now, they're treating it as terrorism with the components of it's, obviously ideologically motivated to some degree.
Do incidents like this serve as a reminder for everyone around the world to remain vigilant?
Oh, yeah, no kidding. Yeah. Not only, staying vigilant, not the whole see something, see something, say something. No, see something, do something at this fucking point. Anyways, real quick, we're going to do a little PSA for you guys. You must obey.
Maybe you need to donate some freaking money. Donate. Maybe you need to donate some freaking money. Maybe you need to donate some freaking money. Donate. Maybe you need to donate some freaking money. Donate some freaking.
Oh my God!
Feels good to be a G.
Absolutely, and I think you can take what just happened in Britain and apply it everywhere here in the U.S. One thing I would say that in the U.S. there's a variety of things. There's a thing called Secure Communities Network, SCN, which works with Jewish facilities across the country, and they maintain a high alert level information sharing. They work on threat assessments and a variety of things, training to make sure that things like Jewish community centers, Jewish federations, synagogues, temples, that they kind of lean forward in what they do.
Okay, so the way that I look at it is all these places, whether it's synagogues, whether it's church, whatever the case is, just you guys need to protect yourselves, okay? That's what I'm saying. You guys need to fucking protect yourselves. End of story. All right, now let's go into the next ordeal. Trump in okay, so regarding Trump, U.S. in armed conflict with drug cartels, he says. Let's go ahead and bring this up, and we'll go ahead and discuss it a little bit. That we have seen a lot of these different boats from like Venezuela and blah 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 shit getting blown up, making absurd claims that there's like 30,000 pounds of whatever the fuck fentanyl or whatever. It's like, yeah, stop the cap. It's you guys. There's multiple layers as to why the shit that is happening in the Caribbean is happening.
Okay, so you've seen these images by now. The U.S. on 3 different occasions striking supposed drug boats that were sailing in international seas. The federal government releasing these clips after each strike.
Yes, to use as propaganda in America.
The reason why we're bringing this up is because today, President Trump has, well, we're hearing from
Well, it actually serves two purposes. It's not only the propaganda for that, but as well as to deter other drug cartels. Like, hey, if you do this, look, we're going to fuck you up. You're not going to just come in here willy-nilly anymore. So there's two things can be true at the same time.
Press, at least, that President Trump is declaring drug cartels to be unlawful combatants. And he says that the United States is now in a, quote, armed conflict with those combatants. This is according to a Trump administration memo obtained by the Associated Press. As we know, the U.S. has...
Chris Leach, that's my boat!
...recently carried out strikes on these boats in the Caribbean. Hal Kempfer is here for years. Hal has worked on he used to work on the war on drugs under U.S. Southern Command. He's a retired Marine intelligence officer and the host of the Strap podcast. Let's focus on the word armed conflict, Hal. Earlier in the newsroom, we were learning about this story. We were talking about it in the newsroom, and producer Jonah asked a good question. He asked, what's the difference between armed conflict and war? What's the difference?
Good question.
I think the answer is not much, really. It's very interesting. Austin, they've often brought up the fact, they said that only Congress has the authority to declare war. Congress has not declared war since...
Right, since World War II, right?
It's World War II.
Oh, I called it! Woo! Yes, got it.
And you may have noticed some things happened in Korea, Vietnam, Iraq, Afghanistan, and several...
That's right. Make sure you guys hit that like button before we get Bitch Omi coming out. We don't want that. As well as you guys don't have to like what's happening around the world, but you guys can like it for me and my takes and being able to keep you guys up to date with the facts.
Other places that look a lot like war, they were definitely armed conflicts. Now, when we talk about the law of war, sometimes we will use as another way of saying it is the law of armed conflict, which are the body of laws that deal with, some are codified things like the Geneva Convention, the Hague Convention, things like that, and other things that are a body of laws that guide how we're supposed to conduct ourselves in warfare or armed conflict. And in this,
so U.S. is in an armed conflict with these drug cartels. So it's their way of being able to go to war without declaring war through Congress. All right. So anyways, just that was a little update. Why not present it? We're going to move into the next ordeal. Yesterday, actually, it was kind of late evening. Apple, takes down ICE tracking apps after DOJ pressure. Now, this is definitely interesting. Let's go ahead and bring this up. We'll go ahead and discuss it real quick. And I actually haven't seen any of this, but I have seen it on social media, them talking about it.
All right, welcome back. I'm Austin Westfall. Let's get to some tech news. We're learning from Fox Business.
And this is a very quick segment here.
Apple is dropping Ice Block. It's a widely used tracking tool that's on its App Store. The Department of Justice has raised concerns with the big tech giant that the app is putting law enforcement officers at risk. DOJ officials, at the direction of Attorney General Pam Bondi, asked Apple to take down Ice Block. It's a move that comes as Trump administration officials have claimed the tool, which allows users to anonymously report ICE agents' presence, puts agents in danger and helps shield illegal immigrants. We are hearing from Attorney General Bondi. She said that she's reached out to Apple today, demanding that they remove the app from their App Store. Bondi also saying that Ice Block is designed to put ICE agents at risk for doing their jobs, and violence against law enforcement is an intolerable red line, she says, that cannot be crossed.
Oh, shit. We got Stephanie in the building. Shout out to you. Hopefully you're enjoying your Friday morning so far. Great to see you.
We're also hearing that, you know what? I have yet to see any official response from Apple. I should make that abundantly clear. That as of the time that we're giving this report, I have not seen any direct statements from Apple. Again, Fox Business says that controversy surrounding ICE tracking apps intensified after last month's deadly shooting at an ICE field office in Dallas.
Now we got the chat win. We got the win. Thank you guys for making sure you guys hit that like button for our laborious work, you know what I mean, as well as your laborious work on hitting that like button. We got Mount High in the building. Shout out to my man. And Sterling has one of the W comments of the day. Government doesn't like to be tracked. Now that is ironic. Yes, sir, it is. Yes, sir, it fucking is.
It's the latest in a series of attacks that appeared to be targeting immigration enforcement officers. We do hear that Pam Bondi said that the Department of Justice will continue making every effort to protect federal law enforcement officers who risk their lives every day to keep Americans safe. Again, for those unfamiliar, this app is called Ice Block, and Apple has now dropped it from their App Store.
Well, I'm sure that that app will still be used. It just won't be in the App Store, but they'll be able to download it from third-party way. There's ways to download these things, even if it's being taken off of. I'm not advocating for it. I'm just explaining that may prevent a guy like me or you doing it, but someone that is wanting to track these people down, they're going to find a way to do it. You know, that technology didn't just explode and now it's gone. No, that technology still is there. So anyways, now we're going to move on into, I guess, an assault suspect flips his car after a police chase in Los Angeles. So let's go ahead and bring that up. This shall be entertaining. Let's go ahead and bring it up. And we're not going to watch the whole chase here. We're going to kind of get to it. I don't want to, linger on going around and around and around and around in the same fucking area. Where is the spike strips? Where are their setups, their blockades? What if you know his next move? Why don't you get the front corner panel on the driver's side of this parked car? And he hit like the wheel, like right where the wheel fender is. And as soon as he hit that, of course, he, is going to roll from that hit because it wasn't like just hitting the side of a door where you can kind of slide down it. It's going to kind of block you, and then he flipped, right? So I'm not really understanding why he even hit. I always was scared to park my car out on the fucking street because it's shit like this. Dude, you'd wake up and your neighbor's car that's on the fucking side of the road is either crushed. I mean, actually, my ex-girlfriend, her car was on the fucking street and it got completely totaled. I mean, that's standard operation in Los Angeles for damn sure. Or any part of like big mega cities, such as like places like Southern California, all of that shit. You just have so many fucking people And of course you're going to have wackos. You're going to have fucking people like this, you know. Thank God, freaking gifted membership, man. I very much appreciate you, kind sir. Thank you for hanging out with us this morning. Always appreciate having you in the chat. And hopefully you're enjoying your Friday morning so far, kind sir. Let's see if they get this guy. Like, he's still just laying there, like, as if he's passed out or something.
That tape and all, that all of a sudden...
Yeah, they're hitting his chest. He's hitting his chest, so he is passed out.
He was turning that...
So he must have passed out, and then his car drifted, and then he fucking hit that corner panel of that car, that where the tire is, hit that fender and flipped. Very interesting. Maybe took his last dose of fentanyl. I see. Well, first of all, I want to see if they get this guy up.
What happened where they hit parked cars, and for whatever angle they hit it, it caused.
He may have OD'd himself.
Just to go it over. I mean, it parked car and then right.
Was a suspect for an assault with the driver of that car losing control, who were in pursuit.
Or he's playing dead. You know what I mean? People do actually do some fucking weird shit. All right, here's the crash again real quick. All right, we're moving on into the next ordeal here. Massive fire breaks out at a Chevron refinery in LA area, states. It's actually specifically El Segundo, California, down there. And let's go ahead and bring this up for you guys. Whoops. Let's go ahead and bring this up, and we'll talk about it. I actually worked for this refinery as a contractor. I got hired from them from a whole separate company. The way that these refineries would work is the ships would come in, they would anchor down, right? They would anchor out at sea, and there was this big, long, I mean, like we're talking a big 15-inch fucking hose, essentially, that runs at the bottom from the refinery out, you know, through the beach, essentially, and then it runs underneath all of that, obviously. It's not just laying on the beach, but it's underneath, and these big-ass... They go all the way out to the ships, and they take these big-ass fucking hoses, and they connect it to their ship. So they'll go out there, get the fucking hose up from the bottom of the, it's on a buoy or whatever. They pick it up, they connect to their manifold, and then they pump their oil into the refinery so that they can get it. Anyways, that exact hose, I have actually, well, there's like 6 lines of them, or like 8. Anyways, I have actually... taken those hoses up and changed out all of their hoses. That was back in the very beginning when I very first started in the marine industry. And it was a fucking miserable job. Anyways, yeah. So let's go back. Let's figure out what's happening here.
We've been gathering some information about this developing situation in El Segundo, California. This is a large fire.
Yeah, that's so funny, Steve. Yeah, tomorrow I planned on doing more of a police one. So the truth is that one would be more of a blood boil too, you know. So either one, they kind of are blood boils. I don't know. I planned on doing, police body cam footage tomorrow for members only.
At an oil refinery in the area. Fox 11 Los Angeles says that a massive fire erupted Thursday night at a refinery in the area. Firefighters were dispatched around 9:35 p.m. to the Chevron refinery in El Segundo after receiving calls of smoke in the area. You're looking at a live vantage point from the ground right now. Within the past half hour or so, we were also seeing, again, this is not live, but this is what we were seeing from Skyfox about a half hour's time ago. So this gives you a better perspective of the scope of what kind of fire we're talking about here.
Yeah, that's a big-ass fucking fire, bro.
This is an absolutely massive situation unfolding in El Segundo. Unfortunately, the chopper has flown away since then. Unclear to me. I didn't have direct communication with the chopper. They may have gone back to refuel. But Fox 11 LA does...
Yeah, I sped it up, Glare.
A camera on the ground right now. We also have a camera planted on one of the mountains nearby.
A crackhead edition. Oh, I thought you were talking about the speed of the fucking guy speaking. Never mind. Okay. Yeah, that would be kind of cool. Let me go ahead and text me that so I can remember that, please.
A little bit of the light gleaming from this massive fire at this Chevron facility in Southern California. Those images were absolutely jarring when we first saw them.
I have, Jimmy Mac. I actually did see that in the news somewhere earlier when I woke up this morning. I saw that there were a whole bunch of arrests over there in Chicago overnight.
As of now, and when we're taping this just past 10 p.m. on Thursday night Pacific time, it's unclear what caused the fire or if any injuries were reported. While we've been watching this live feed, we've seen obviously a number of emergency officials responding to the scene. That included fire trucks, police officers. No word yet on if there were any injuries as a.
Okay, so we actually have an update from this whole original thing. So now that you see the scope, the images of what's happening there, let's move into, before we get into Diddy, his sentencing that's happening supposedly today. Let me go and bring up this, and this is the update regarding El Segundo. And this came out only an hour ago, right before the show started, this show that,
What we do know as of right now, a massive fire has erupted last night at a refinery in Southern California. Firefighters were dispatched around 9:35 p.m. to the Chevron refinery in El Segundo after receiving calls of smoke in the area. And you're taking that live look there right now. Images from Skyfox showed large flames shooting through the refinery. And that is what we're seeing here right now. This is still an active fire here, as you can see, as they're trying to put it out still. And I just wanted to share with you a bit more information of what we do know here. Several people said they heard a loud bang, saying it felt like an earthquake, or sounded like...
Dude, that fire is not doing shit with all this, whatever, if this is a chemical that's being thrown out, or water, or whatever it is, with specific, oil and shit like that. You don't want to put necessarily water on some shit because it could, kind of like a grease fire, actually cause a fire. But I don't know what they're spraying on this, but you guys can see as they're spraying it, nothing's happened to that center fire. So I guarantee you, if they were to take whatever that is off, it would just go like this. It would just grow like a motherfucker, like really quick. That's how fast this motherfucker's going.
Plane crash, since the refinery is near LAX. Fire departments throughout the South Bay were called in to help as well. Luckily, no evacuations.
Man, they're just containing it as long as possible. Well, that's a lot of whatever they're dumping on it, whether it be water or whatever the case. That's a lot.
Were issued, but as of right now,
and this is just one little spot. This is one little spot of the refinery.
To this fire, or if any injuries were reported. One resident who lives nearby said it felt like an earthquake hit, and then she looked outside her house and saw the flames nearby. And another customer telling our Fox 11 LA team that another customer nearby, Top Off, described the moment she heard that bang and felt that rumbling. Several people then started to
Sterling, shit, no kidding. Good luck, homie. Seriously.
Evacuate from the facility.
Don't go to this one.
And I just wanted to give a little bit of background here to the refinery, as it does span 2 square miles, supplying more than 40% of jet fuel and more than 20% of motor vehicle fuel across all of Southern California. It is the largest producing oil refinery on the West Coast.
Yes, it
is. There are
is.
1,000 Chevron employees and 1,000 contractors on any given day, and they're very...
Right, and I was one of those contractors.
We own Chevron Fire Department with 24 full-time firefighters. The refinery maintains its ability to...
I just never was on the land side. I was on the ocean side.
Roughly 12 million gallons of fuel every day. That's enough gasoline to fill up 1 million cars a day. But once again, you are taking that live look there. This coming out of Los Angeles, California here today. We are going to turn up the audio just to see if we can get some other perspective here, as Skyfox is now over that fire. Let's listen in.
Fires inside the refinery area. Take a look at that.
Damn, look at where that water is being sprayed from. Look how far away. Coming up from that big ass ladder or whatever. Well, it's not a ladder. It's a hose extended and pointed down, or whatever the case is. They're arcing it. Look at that fucking arc across a double lane highway or road going through.
Specialized fire trucks. And if you
Nope, never mind. It looked like it from back there. When they started zooming in, then I saw its pipeline.
look at it, you can actually see there's double coming off of there.
Oh, wow.
And that is not just a coincidence, and they don't just double it up to hit the same spot. Some of those, they basically use those streams. They are movable, and one of them is probably hitting the spot that we're seeing this fire coming from. That actually looks like it's out of a venting area. Though there's probably is gas that's burning right there. But sometimes they'll use 2 of them. They're like on this side right here. This one actually hitting the actual flames, trying to cool down the area around it. But the other one hitting other areas nearby. That's because those firefighters that are
they're just praying that it doesn't melt or fuck up anything else. They're just trying to contain it.
inside that plant are specially trained. They understand how the gas is refined and where the problem parts are. You don't want to have a fire here and an explosion over there. So those guys are highly trained,
kidding.
and what they're doing right now is cooling down other parts while battling those flames. But again, this is happening in the El Segundo area. I know Mario's on the ground. He'll be bringing you a lot more information about air quality, but I can tell you they did open up all the roads around the refinery. Sending it back to you all.
Wow, they trust it so much that they'll allow the roads to still be driven. That shit is so crazy to me. Everyone preaches about all this safety shit, you know what I mean? Meanwhile, there's a big-ass fire going on at the refinery, and it's not, I mean, to them, they may call it contained, but what if there's a big-ass explosion that happens, you know what I mean? And you're driving, and you just so happen to drive by.
And good morning.
Like, fuck that. What's up, Agrillipus? Good morning. Great to see you in the chat, man.
Not a problem.
Brutal. Let's see if they get any closing words.
Continue to listen in here. You're taking that live look there right now out of Los Angeles, California, as we continue to bring you this news here that we brought you very early this morning. This massive fire erupting at a Chevron refinery in California. You can see firefighters still battling this here as of right now. And as I've been sharing, it's still unclear at this moment what exactly caused this fire. But we're going to continue to update you here on Live Now from
Just
Fox.
dumping
As we
water.
do leave up this image, we are going to step away.
Well, shit. All right, now we're going to move into the whole ordeal with Diddy. Very interesting ordeal here. Diddy, I guess, wrote this humongous. It was so big that I was not willing to read it. I saw it on social media. It was multiple pages, and it looked like it looked like a novel on each page. It was so insane. Anyways, I was like, I'm not reading that bogus bullshit. He's writing to the judge saying, he's pleading to, begging for mercy from the judge. Anyways, I guess Combs is going to be going through his trial today, or sentencing, I mean. And so we shall see how that goes. I'm sure that's going to be not something I'll be able to report this morning. I'm sure we're going to have to report on that tomorrow because it's probably going to go throughout the day. I have no idea. But nonetheless, let's go ahead and bring this up and let's discuss it.
Welcome back to Live Now from Fox. We did want to ask you, our viewers, do you think Sean Diddy Combs should be free?
Yeah. 1 in the chat if you think Diddy should be free. 2 in the chat if that motherfucker should be locked up for life.
Today or serve a prison term. You can vote here if you scan that QR.
And he ain't gonna be serving no fucking life guaranteed. Watch. He'll be like spending like 2 years, year and a half, and then all he has to do is good time.
Code in the
But he should serve time. What, 6 months in the pen?
top right-hand corner of your screen, or head to livenowfox.com/connect. You can weigh in. We'll pop this up throughout this interview here before we bring in Larry Neumeister with the Associated Press. He's been covering this extensively. And if you are just tuning in, Sean Diddy Combs facing sentencing today in a criminal case that could keep him locked up for years.
And we got Code in the building as well, my man. Always appreciate you guys. And all of you guys pretty much have said to let me see if there's anything. One, he is innocent just like OJ and Bill Cosby. Shit.
Oh, shit!
Stop the cap, homie.
Stop the cap.
We got Mountain Woman that says too, as well as Death Leech. It says death. Yes, sir. I hear you. Everyone's sitting there putting 2. And Sterling, being the odd contrarian, it's got to, go against the grain, throw out a little 3 there.
Bruh.
All right. Let's go ahead and get into this.
Let's bring in Larry right now here on Live Now from Fox, joining us outside courthouse. Good morning to you, Larry. Thank you so much for joining us here.
Good morning. It's going to be a long day.
It is going to be a long day. I know you're going to head back.
Yeah, exactly like you said. It's going to be a long day. We're not going to know this shit until like tomorrow or maybe even the next day. You never know how long this shit can, but most likely he's going to be sentenced by today.
Inside there after we get off with you, so we're going to try to not take up too much of your time, but let's start with this. We know several people are set to speak today, lawyers, at least one victim. Given that, as you just said, how long can this go on? Is this going to wrap up today?
You too, TVT. Always appreciate you.
It is expected to last the entire day, and they're not even sure it's going to finish. It could...
See, exactly what I said. It could go even 2 days.
Continue over till Monday. It really depends upon how long...
Till Monday? Well, yeah, I guess because today's Friday... Saturday, Sunday, you think anybody in the feds are going to be working Saturday or Sunday? Fuck off. We'll see you Monday.
It all takes. The defense has a video they want to show that's probably about 11 minutes in length. But they also have 4 defense lawyers who are expected to speak. And that's going to stretch it out. Also, the prosecution will speak. Oftentimes with these sentencing...
That's right, Mordo. Great to see you, my man.
Proceedings. They
Good
argue
morning.
about things you might not expect, like how to calculate the federal sentencing guidelines that judges don't have to follow but they're supposed to calculate them and then decide how it plays into.
Bill Castle over there from freaking Washington State. Always appreciate my man hanging out with us. Aloha to you, kind sir.
What the ultimate sentence is. So sometimes I've seen arguments for something like that go on for 3 hours, or they could be arguing over what's the amount of money involved in the crime and how that might factor into the sentencing. You just never know what roads they might go down that might make the sentencing last a lot longer than you expect. I saw that poll that you're conducting. That was interesting because let's keep in mind, first of all, Combs has already spent almost 13 months behind bars. His defense lawyers say that's enough. He shouldn't spend any more time in jail.
Ah, shit. Chris Leach is also from Washington. Hell yeah. I've got a lot of actually fantastic friends that live up in Washington State, man.
But the prosecution says he should not spend less than 11 years and 3 months in prison. And the probation department that the judges use as a barometer of how perhaps the evidence should be used as they make their decisions, the probation department is recommending a 12-year prison term. Oftentimes, I find the judges in this courthouse tend to cut it down the middle. If that occurs,
so far,
it would mean that
the vote that they ran this live an hour ago, or whatever the case is. So far, the poll says 10% say yes, he should be freed, and 90% say no, he should serve time.
Combs would probably get a sentence somewhere between 4 to 6 years. But it's impossible to predict. This judge hasn't...
4 to 6 years. Holy shit. And then he's going to do good time. Motherfucker will be out in like 2 years.
Been particularly lenient since the conviction at trial. Initially, his defense lawyers tried to get him out of prison right away. Or out of jail.
Washington State. That's what I was referring to. Not like Washington, D.C. or something like that.
Jail right away. He's in a federal lockup in Brooklyn. They said that because he was exonerated on the 2 most serious charges, sex trafficking and racketeering conspiracy, that because of that, he's only convicted on lesser charges of basically prostitution-related charges. And as a result
oh,
of that,
yeah, that's right. That's right. Because it is a federal case. Yeah, it's donkey move. You're right. It is 90%.
He should be freed now. And that, they obeying the jury's verdict would be not sending him to prison more. But prosecutions say his long history of violence and all the bad things he did and the people he harmed means he should spend considerable more time.
I wonder, Steve, he can serve his time 90%, right? But let's say this motherfucker goes in there and starts doing a whole bunch of ratting to cut his time off. You know what I mean? Because they can do that, right? Where they can still shave time from that 90% if you're like ratting and all this shit.
Bars.
Larry, going off of that, we do know that he's set to be sentenced for violating the Federal Mann Act. And for our viewers, that's an anti-prostitution law with a century-old history. Does that play into the sentencing at all here today? And if so, how?
Well, it's an interesting law. I mean, the defense says it's...
Yeah, exactly. Yep. You can always make a deal with that little rat emoji. Totally, 100%.
Bruh. Outdated. It's ridiculous that he's even... still in jail and that he's, being considered for more years behind bars. But the prosecution says that this law was meant to prevent all the things that come with those prostitution-related crimes, like drugs, which played prominent role in the Combs case, and the prostitution, the abuse of women, which again they say played a big role in the case, and especially in the violence. Combs was on video beating up.
That's what they really can't get away from.
His now ex-girlfriend, Cassie, longer name is Cassandra.
Yeah, if you guys saw that video of Combs beating up that chick, it's brutal, dude. It really is.
Her nickname is Cassie, and Ventura. She's been very public.
Major W in the chat, by the way. We got 40 of you guys in the chat, and we got 43 likes. That's a major W, by the way. Yes, sir.
Writing a letter to the judge saying he should spend considerable time in jail because his victims are fearful of him.
Prostitution, I think, but he hasn't been found guilty yet. Or he has been found guilty, but his sentencing of how long it's going to be is not determined yet. I believe it was prostitution. I don't even think he got domestic violence or anything.
That when he gets out, he'll seek retribution against them. So, prosecution.
I could
put
be
in
wrong,
7
but
letters,
that's what I
from
remember.
many of the.
Truth be told, is I really don't follow the Diddy Combs case because I really don't care.
6 of them had testified at the trial, saying these people fear for their lives if he gets out, and they're not buying a letter he wrote to the judge that was submitted last night, in which he says he is a changed man. He says that.
Yeah, I'm a changed man, bruh.
Stop the cap.
You're a changed man because you got caught.
And
your billions don't pay for your freedom in this particular point. Yeah, you're kind of fucked. You're gonna have to deal with this.
Was first locked up in August of last year. He or actually September of last year.
You too, brother Code.
He
Always
became
appreciate
very
you.
depressed and considered that maybe his life shouldn't even go on. And he has been, his lawyers say, on suicide watch the entire time he's been in jail. But now he says he's full of a positive spirit. He's a changed man. He said he's not doing drugs or alcohol.
Did they even put that in there with across state lines? Is that how they're getting him federally, I guess?
First time in 25
Makes
years.
sense.
And he's not going to be the Sean Combs that he was before. And that on that basis alone, he should really be given considerable leniency.
Oh,
So-
Jimmy Mack. Hey, man, I'm sorry. I didn't know that your son is in the hospital, man. I hope that everything's going good over there, and I'll be praying for sure. Nonetheless,
It'll be up to the judge to weigh all these factors and decide what he ultimately decides is the punishment. I will say this, though. Even after he was exonerated on the 2 most serious charges, which
I got
one
you,
of them
Code.
carried a mandatory minimum of 15.
that was my bad. I got focused on this whole ordeal, and I wasn't looking. My bad. All right, real quick, we got a couple in here, bro. Holy shit, we got Cameron coming in. That's my boy, damn Cam, over there on the Instagram side of the equation. Usually is where he sees me, but he sends $1, showing a little love, man. I very much appreciate you, kind sir. As well as we got Code coming in with the $10, saying on Cash App, saying, I sent here so YouTube can't tax you, brother man. Hey, yes, sir. I very much appreciate you, because they do take 30%. And then if it comes from an iPhone, from like the actual YouTube app or whatever, they take 30%. So they get a third, and then I get a third, and then I still have to pay taxes on that? Get the fuck out of here. Isn't that shit crazy? But hey, man, I very much appreciate that. The $10 goes a humongous way, man. Thank you for that. And we also, man, have a very, very special man that sent us something, man. And I feel terrible because he sent this way early ago, and I just have not read it. I'm an idiot. I will get better. But my boy, Sick Bastard, sends in on Cash App saying, ForgottenAngelsFlorida.org, camp out 10/23 through 10/26. So if you guys are interested, he's got a awesome nonprofit organization that he's running over there, and make sure you guys go check it out. They're doing a big camp out, motorcycle shit. ForgottenAngelsFlorida.org. So I very much appreciate you, kind sir, for the 20 bomb on that. Very much appreciate you, kind sir. Thank you for that. Thank you all that sending something to me, or donations, or all your contributions in the chat, hitting the like button, man. All of these things collectively is what allows us to do what we do.
The others also carried life sentences. So he was visibly happy in court as soon as he was exonerated on those charges. And I think his defense lawyers expected him even to get out that day in early July. But this judge has not been receptive to their arguments that he should have even been freed on bail. And the judge has cited the violence that occurred, that he used against his girlfriends, and his ex-girlfriends say that violence was used to coerce them to have these wild, sexual experiences where male sex workers would be hired to have sex with his then girlfriends, now ex-girlfriends, while he watched and often filmed the encounters. His lawyers later tried to claim that...
Thank you for that, SNS. I very much appreciate you for putting that link out there.
That, the filming of the encounters turned him into a porn producer, and thus the charges should be thrown out on the grounds that he was exercising his First Amendment rights when he was having these sexual experiences, which his defense lawyers dismiss as just simple threesomes. But
yeah, if he's live, I'll send the raid over to him. But I'll double check that right here, right now, actually.
But the judge, rejected that argument.
What's up, Wildcard?
And
Good morning.
said, the charges remain, and he will be sentencing him today and possibly Monday, but hopefully just today.
Right. And Larry, I wanted to ask you here as
And you be safe out there. We got brother Steve Easy that got a jam. Hey, man, always appreciate you. We'll see you on the flip side. Enjoy the rest of your Friday,
we do have
man.
this poll up once again for our viewers. Should he be freed? Should he serve time? As you said, he's already served a good amount of time there. But I wanted to ask you whether this wraps up today, whether this wraps up Monday, what comes next after the sentencing for
He is live.
not just Combs, but maybe even the other individuals who were involved in all of this?
So as soon as this is over, because this is our final story of the morning, we're not going to play the whole thing, but I do want to hear this little question that was asked, and then we'll send you guys off to Stacks for a raid.
There will certainly be a long appeal that will go on for years, especially if it's a longer sentence. And his lawyers will make a motion saying our arguments on appeal are so good that he should be freed pending appeal. Those arguments would most certainly be rejected by this judge, who, throughout has believed that Combs belonged behind bars, in part, initially when he was locked up and not granted bail.
So he's essentially got to do 90% of what they predict, anywhere from 4 to 6 years.
After his arrest. The judge cited...
But we will figure that out possibly this evening. If we don't figure out this evening if he got sentenced, it'll unfortunately be done over there on Monday. So... Of course, when that news comes out, I'll break it on my Discord. Make sure you guys join up on the Discord. All of us hang out in there. Naomi can drop the link for you guys. And if you guys watch this on the playback, make sure to get that invite link for the Discord down below in the video description below of every single live video. Anyways, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I can't thank you guys enough. Make sure you guys stick around. Tomorrow, we've got our members only. We're going to have a great ass time. I'm going to do something related to crackheads. So most likely it's going to be police encounters with crackheads. Usually that's how that works. But nonetheless, we will definitely have a great time tomorrow. Make sure you guys stick around as well for the raid. We're going to send you guys off to chatting with Stacks. Let them know we're coming through with the Mike Ball raid, man. Always show a little love and appreciation on his side as well. Make sure you guys hit the like button on both sides, mine and his as well. Very much appreciate you guys. We'll see you guys tomorrow morning for not the more of the world's madness, but crackhead madness. And then we'll be back Monday morning for more of the world's madness. Until then, God bless everyone. We'll see you guys very soon. Be safe out there.
From the depths of darkness, a voice emerges, a host with a fire.